few franchises, if any, have cultivated as dynamic of a lineup of fan games as one super Red Luigi. I mean, yeah, Sonic is up there for sure, obviously. We've gone into plenty detail in the past, and will again in the future, no doubts there. But in terms of just the raw history, the styles that these projects come in, the guarantee that you'll see this universe in ways that you know you'll never see in an official capacity, and hell, we can even say technological advances in terms of what's going on with Super Mario 64 right now. It's all just incredibly impressive when you dive into this 25-year plus legacy. Every big franchise, especially from Nintendo, has a wide range of fan projects to dive into, and some of them are super good. But unsurprisingly, Plumber Boy wins in terms of sheer quantity. You also don't tend to see instances like in the Sonic community, where some people can't help but respond to a fan game with, "God, Sega, please, hire this man." People just like celebrating Mario, man. Even if that celebrating comes in the form of some weird PC executable file that's decades old that requires an installation that may or may not include a virus. I don't care. I want to play Mario on my computer, damn it. But you do gotta give Sonic this though. Does Mario have an equivalent of Sonic 2 XL where Sonic gets fat? I don't want to do this video anymore. Before diving in, I would say it's important to keep that 25-year plus legacy in your brain. While yes, there are instances of Nintendo taking down some fan projects, let's take No Mario Sky for example, which hilariously got rebranded as DMCA Sky, an all-timer moment in fan game history if you ask me. The vast majority of fan game history has been preserved. Resources like SMW Central have been an incredible hub for the Mario World hacking scene over the years, which has always been great and has been impressing people consistently for generations. You got YouTube channels like Unreal doing a fantastic job showing off some of the awesome things happening with the Super Mario 64 PC port. And on that topic, you got modders like Kaze Emanuar just doing incredible things with the base 64 version. Great stuff. And probably one of my favorite websites on the entire internet, MFGG, the Mario Fan Games Galaxy. This site is older than a lot of you watching this video, honestly. There are hacks that can be found here as well, but moreover, this is the spot to see the evolution of the pure dedicated Mario fan game. I have had this website bookmarked for so damn long and I check it so often just to see what new exciting thing is there to check out. It's just, God, it's such a cool website and I'm glad it's still around. There are more resources, undoubtedly. This is Mario we're talking about here. The well is never ending. Probably some cursed things on Newgrounds too. Like, I don't know, man. It would literally be impossible to cover every single thing in one video. I'm just one silly little guy, alright? So if a favorite fan game of yours isn't included in today's video, go ahead and... You know what? Don't tell me in the comments below. There's already over 100 projects in this video, okay? I have played a lot of Mario fan games, and did you see what I started off with? I'm at my limit here. Bro, how does one even get that big? I don't understand. How much food does one have to consume to get that large? It's ludicrous. You see, if it were me, I would do something a little bit different. I would go for chef-prepared, ready-to-eat meals they can get on your table in 2 minutes. Like, doesn't that sound great? You can already tell this is an ad for Factor. Let's get to the goods. Do you want to eat stress-free this summer? Well, Factor's fresh, never-frozen meals from an ever-changing weekly menu of 35 options and more than 60 add-ons, quite frankly, is the best option for you. Skip the stupid grocery shopping, the dumb meal prep, the tiring cooking fatigue. Factor's cheaper and way more delicious restaurant-quality meals are the perfect way to take the stress out of eating tasty food. See, look at this. Here's me enjoying some food from Factor. Like this right here, this could be you if you were smart about it, which I know you are, and you're looking beautiful today, by the way. I have made it no secret in the past that I am a big foodie and genuinely love Factor meals. During some long work days, it's just really nice to know that I have some really tasty meals that'll be ready for me in no time flat. I will vouch for this until the sun blows out. I don't care, dude. It's great. And I know you like good food as well. So pay attention to the next part. Get 50% off of your first Factor box and 20% off your next month of orders using my link. Click the link in the description or scan the QR code on your phone, use code AntDude June50, and you are one step closer to the good stuff. Thank you Factor so much once again for sponsoring this video. Love you guys. And now, let's get back to talking about some Italians, yeah? Yeah. Let's take a trip back in time to July 24th, 2020. one of the most important days of the year 2020, the day of the Nintendo gigaleak. It's quite insane, actually, but a treasure trove of stolen data from Nintendo servers all got leaked onto 4chan, and quite frankly, that was one of the most exciting days of my entire life. We were getting just so many goodies from the forbidden Nintendo vault. A look at a canceled Super Nintendo game called Super Donkey, proof that adult Mario was once planned for Yoshi's Island as the invincibility power-up instead of solo baby Mario. That's cool. There were a ton of early Gen 4 Pokemon sprites. Beta Arceus, my beloved, please come back from the war. A ton of unused data from Ocarina of Time, like cutscenes, and plenty more. Honestly, it's just incredible stuff all around. Like, there was so much that Nintendo would not be happy about whatsoever, but me, I was happy about. But nothing will ever top the experience of seeing the source code for Super Mario 64 included in the gigaleak, including proof that Luigi was, in fact, going to be in the game. L is real 2401? Nah, L is real 2020, damn it. Watching the internet come together to see Luigi being rebuilt from the ground up with official assets and seeing so many people excited and losing their minds, this was truly a life-defining moment for me. Like, no joke, this was insane. The definition of one of those moments where you just had to be there. But yes, if you couldn't tell by now, this absolutely unhinged series of events is all meant to be a clever segue to the PC port of Super Mario 64. That's nuts to say, by the way, but we have a PC port of Mario 64, and then it's been ported to a bunch of other consoles. Like, boy, Nintendo hates this, but I don't care. This is awesome. At a base level, it may not sound like that big of a deal. SM64 and widescreen? Hell, hackers have already been doing that with the N64 ROM for years. It makes the whole All-Stars debacle without the widescreen even more confusing, but that's neither here nor there. Is it ironic that we also got native PC ports of Sonic 1 and 2 around the time Sonic Origins came out, which ended up being the inferior versions? Like, these official versions could be better, but okay, I'm getting sidetracked. By being a native PC game now, the versatility and overall potential has shot through the stratosphere. I mean, look at this. A native 3DS version. One of the many things possible with a modded Nintendo 3DS, which yes, continues to be easy to do. By no longer being restricted to N64 hardware or emulation, we can get things that were previously impossible, like Render 96, this incredible project that sets out to recreate every in-game asset in the style of how everything looked back on the original packaging, aka back how you remember it. From an era where the games that you played could only dream to look as good as the artwork made for it, I am all for the idea of simply polishing the hell out of classic character designs instead of always tweaking things to fit some sort of arbitrary modern standards. I love chunky N64 Mario. Just smooth out the chunkiness, don't make it new, just smooth out the chunk. Hey, do you remember that one Metal Mario promo image? Like, that was a big thing, like, oh wow, look how shiny it is. Mario 64 is gonna go crazy. Obviously the game didn't look like that. Well, somebody made that image playable. Incredible. Or how about taking the 90s Got Milk commercial where these dumb kids got through most of the game and then suddenly forgot how to double jump? Never understood that, but now it's canon. You're welcome. Yeah, come on Mario, jump. The dumb kids. You can up the frame rate, customize the controls, add in a few additional characters and skins, partake in online co-op, add ray tracing. Yeah, if you're well seasoned in the base game, it may be incredibly uncanny to see this classic like this, but for me, because I'm seasoned in that base game, I can't help but love this. I don't want Mario 64 that looks like Mario Odyssey. I want Mario 64 that looks like the Mario 64 I pictured in my head when I was a child. And this is the best we're gonna get because I really don't see Nintendo doing it themselves. Like, man, that All-Stars thing, like, man, they didn't care. It's a miracle they changed one texture. And while I'm at it, did you know that eventually ray tracing will soon be possible in every N64 game? Dude, modders are the coolest people, man. And since modders now have access to every little bit of data for the game, we can get things like, all right, prepare yourself. Here we go! The gamer brain cannot comprehend this. Yes, indeed, N64 Mario has been modded into Sonic Generations. This is one of the most brain-melting things I've ever seen. Now, is it fun? I mean, not really, I'll be honest, but oh my god, this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. You mean to tell me that we can just play as N64 Mario in other games now? Maybe Minecraft? Yeah, of course. What about classic Doom? It can run on everything. Can it run N64 Mario? Doom, more like duh. I don't know, man. Tomb Raider? Yeah, call me Mario Croft. He's equally as well endowed as Lara Croft, but it's all in the nose. Alright, let's go way out of the box now. What about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas?
Where the weed at? Hey there. Quit clowning, Cole.
Of course, Mario will never start shooting hookers.
Mamma mia, here we go again. God, I just love gaming so much, you guys. Mr. Video Game is slowly making his way into every single video game imaginable, and I am just so giddy at the results. What's great about all this is the PC version hasn't overtaken base N64 hacking at all. This is now just another branch of mod development. Hackers like Kaze and Manuar are still giving us great adventures like Peach's Fury, a brief open world game inspired by Bowser's Fury, with just as much, if not more, creativity on display. I'm still discovering great projects out there like Decades Later, a game that attempts to recreate all of the worlds of the base game decades after Mario kicked Bowser out of the castle, mixing familiarity with brand new in a pretty genius way. There's Mario with the Uwufi project, which I mean, I guess there's no other way to describe it as anything other than they kawaii the out of this game now. I'm gonna pass out from a sugar crush. Mario 64 with the shotgun. Yeah. One day I'll have to give Super Mario 64 a much grander deep dive on just how impressive this community continues to be, but hopefully this gives you a sneak peek on just how great things are right now. It's just gonna keep getting greater. Considering these same things are happening for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask now, this is still too early to really dive into, but rest assured, things are looking up and I am so excited. Though I would be remiss if I didn't at least bring up this one, B3313. You know, I don't know if giddy is the word I would use for this one. This is a recreation of the beta of Mario 64. It's not like there's access to an actual beta. This is mostly just gleaned from all the information that's been gathered over the years. But yeah, man, there's nothing weird about this adventure. Nope, no siree. You know, I think Peach's Castle was always meant to be this much bigger than it was in the final game, with all this extra space being home to these weird, unsettling landscapes. You know, this is all about fun and colors and... Mom, come pick me up, I'm scared. Maybe I'll give in to the urges one day and give this one all of my time in the future, maybe on the second channel or something. I don't know, I'm not feeling so good, so, like, can we go back to happiness, please? I don't like this. Oh, there we go, Super Mario Sunshine. A game that's never caused me physical and emotional trauma. Turns out, I might have to throw Sunshine into that mix for a video as well, because I'm seeing a lot of stuff about this Super Mario Eclipse mod. Brand new levels are possible in Sunshine now? Okay, I'll be there. All Sunshine needed was level design that didn't make me want to jump out the window, so I'm excited. Dude, wait, hold on. Galaxy is being worked on too? Super Mario Gravity? Oh my god, this is just basically Mario Galaxy 3. A sequel to my favorite duology of video games ever? Like, okay, we're getting way too ahead of ourselves here. Wow, 3D Mario is getting a lot of developments. That's awesome. And hell, during this video's development, an SM64 maker titled Mario Builder 64 appeared seemingly out of nowhere, opening the door for a whole new slate of Mario 64 content. That's wild. It is a never-ending stream of content here. Like, there is so much Mario 64 to play on the internet, it is insane. No one person can play all of it. It's so much. And those levels can work on an actual N64, brother. I love Mario. Quote that. AntDude says, brother, I love Mario. Like, the gameplay and the modding community, not so much the guy. Like, don't make this weird. Admittedly, because this is a dedicated Mario fangame video, I didn't go as deep into the 3D Mario mods as I typically would, but rest assured, in the future, I'll give these games a lot more time in the sun because, man, there's a lot of cool stuff being made there. I'm ready for it. But I just couldn't in good confidence go on with the video without talking about some of these projects because hey, cool projects are cool projects. The fact that 3D Mario is getting as much love as 2D Mario now in the modding scene, like, that's incredible. Alright, let's quickly go over some 2D Mario mods real quick. I mainly just don't want to miss another opportunity to mention Super Mario Bros. 3 Mix. At this point, I think enough time has passed that I can confidently say that this is my favorite 2D Mario ROM hack so far. Just the pure creativity and the level design, bringing in new mechanics and music to an NES classic, like it's fantastic from top to bottom. There is so much love and passion poured into basically every single pixel, it's incredible. This goes right up there with the newer Super Mario Bros. Duology on DS and Wii as flat out great games that that are must-plays for anybody that argues that classic Mario can be a bit too stale sometimes. And I gotta give this one a bit more time, but it seems like A Plumber for All Seasons for Super Mario World has the potential to be in that conversation too. For SMW, this one seems like it's all the rage. I gotta play this one from start to finish. That is definitely in my future, but just look at this. This is undoubtedly at least one of the most visually impressive hacks I've ever seen. And you see, I would give that title to New Super Mario Land, a full remake of the Game Boy original with the NSMB style for the Super Nintendo, but it turns out that this is actually a fresh from the ground up SNES ROM. It's not a ROM hack. That distinction alone makes this infinitely more impressive. I don't know if it necessarily replaces the original, but damn it if it is a great way to experience it. I mean, you can realistically play both of them in the span of an hour, so like, that's a really short game. People are like, oh man, the classics, it's so good. Oh, I'm so glad it's on the Switch now. It's a 20-minute long game. Like, I get it. It's okay, we're gonna move on. Throw in the DX version on top of that, and not only for that, but also for Land 2. Yeah, you are golden. I'll tell you this much, it's certainly a lot more impressive than that stupid ass Super Mario World NES bootleg. I mean, that's kind of a fan game. I don't know if the creators were fans, but it kind of counts. It's so ugly and gross, and it plays like garbage. God, I love it so much. Oh wait, hold on. There was also that Super Mario World bootleg on Sega Genesis too, that had Chippendale Rescue Rangers mechanics for some reason. That's a weird one. There's also this Mario bootleg that was on DOS. That one's pretty old. I did used to play that one a lot in summer camp back in the day, even though it was based on nothing Mario at all besides the fact that you can jump. Oh, and then there's the Great Gianna Sisters. That one's not Mario specifically, but like, it's the same damn thing over on Amiga consoles. It's the same thing. The Great Gianna Sisters would go on to become a franchise, which is pretty cool because realistically, you look back at what this original game is, that seems like that would be legal hell to make nowadays. Oh my god, and that's right, there's also Princess Rescue for the Atari 2600. That was released in 2013. Guys, the people crave Mario on every console ever. So I also found this free Mario-styled game on Steam called Super Bernie World, where you play as Senator Bernie Sanders and you go across America defeating Republicans. And like, listen, okay, I'm not one to get political on my channel, but this game is pretty fun. Oh, what the hell are we doing out here? Sometimes when considering content, it's easy to focus on just the funny ones, you know? But devoting some time to some genuinely good ones is such a good time. This work in progress hack, Super Mario Bros. CD, really reminded me of that. The demo that I played was super small, but man, this trailer is giving me insanely high expectations. Upgraded music and overall sound design, a beautiful 8-bit aesthetic, which yes, is actually being done on the Super Nintendo. This is gonna be one of the greats, I can tell. But speaking of the NES, there's also extra Mario Bros. Doing some pretty incredible stuff in Super Mario Bros. 1 of all games. It's crazy to fathom that we're getting some genuinely new stuff out of this game, which is more archaic than everything else. Dude, okay, I can't believe this. Someone ported Celeste mechanics to it? Like, what do you mean? Celeste Mario's Zap and Dash brought in the dash mechanics, wall jumping, switch flipping, one continuous Metroidvania-like world to Mario 1. What? God, okay, I keep forgetting this is a fan game episode. Like, okay, give me some more time. Very clearly, I have a lot more cooking to do when it comes to ROM hacks because, man, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going on. More people need to be aware of what's going on here. Like, Super Diagonal Mario. This is the kind of I gotta play more of for a video because, oh my god, what is this? One day, Diagonal Mario. One day. But how about we finally get to some Mario fan games, huh? I mean, that's why you clicked on this video after all. Going forward, there is like no standards of quality whatsoever for any of the fan games I played. If Mario was in it and it was an executable file, I was gonna boot it up. Oh man, I've seen a lot today. Of course you get a lot of bad, but like most other things in the world, the cream always rises to the top. I mean, look at the Mario fan animation side of things, you know? There's a ton of them to be found. A lot of them are kind of whatever, but then you have Mario's Castle Calamity. That was initially made in 2009 and people are still making them. Like, that's one hell of a legacy. Hey yo, that's a pretty sick outfit, Captain Mario. This one's pretty cool. You kind of just run in a straight line and Falcon Punch everything in your path. It's awesome. Well, until you lose your powers right before getting to Bowser, and then you die. Damn. Well, so much for that. Let's start with Sonic the Hedgehog. Of course, because I can't help myself. A few years ago, I played this little game called Sonic Bowl, throwing a bunch of characters into remixed Super Mario Bros. Stages, and it was really fun. But that was a while ago, that was version 1.9. Now, we're well into version 2 of the newly titled Bowl Deluxe. I'm pretty sure this is running on a new engine, I don't know exactly what's different, but what's important to know is the UI has been totally cleaned up, movesets on the established characters are a lot more fleshed out, we got this ball rolling special stage, this is really cool, and yes, ultimately, it is as fun as ever. We even got Somari as a character here, a fully fleshed out Somari. Oh, thank God. And hell, there's mod support for this specific game too. Like on top of level packs, we got co-op support, skins like these NES Sonic sprites, getting Kirby in there, my boy, shining in any game he shows up in, and even modifying characters like Sonic with a gun. Hell yeah, love to see it. Love how my favorite hedgehog supports the Second Amendment. Bowl Deluxe goes above and beyond being a simple fan game. This is an engine that people can use as a platform to bring their ideas to life, and that is awesome. It really gives Sonic Robo Blast 2 vibes, which yes, I know, a whole lot of Sonic in this Mario video, but look, people modded SM64 styled Mario into this game, so it still fits, okay? Look, Sonic is not all I care about, I swear. Plus, any excuse to go back to SRB2, I'm down for. Or we have something I think is a little bit cooler, Super Mario Crossover. This became a lot harder to get my hands on once Flash became defunct. Rest in peace, my beloved. We'll be talking about you again later, don't you worry. But after some digging, I was able to play it once again, and man, it's still so awesome. Super Mario Bros. Playable with a bunch of non-Mario 8-bit characters with a ton of other skins. We got Simon Belmont, Ryu Hayabusa, the Blaster Master ship but in the form of a Tetris block, Luigi, who could have thunk it, it's Luigi. Or maybe you just want to play normal 8-bit SMB with normal 8-bit Mario because you're boring and you don't like fun. Hey, I'm not judging. I'm judging a lot, actually. You got a bunch of tile sets from 8-bit, 16-bit, Game Boy, hell, even Atari 2600. You got not only classic SMB, but also the Lost Levels, and the oft-forgotten Super Mario Bros. Special. This weird PC version of Mario, like it's a whole weird thing, it's not great, but hey, it's been preserved in this style. Crossover hasn't gotten an official update release in over a decade, but honestly, what's still there with version 3.0 is an absolute blast. And we ain't done yet. Here is Super Mario Bros. X2. Now, the base version of the game that I downloaded was fine. It's a really good recreation of Mario mechanics, as well as a few challenge level packs that show off new world map concepts, which are nice looking, as well as new characters with brand new mechanics like Bomberman and Samus. And it's all fine, but this is very clearly trying to be a launching off point for a ton of additional content. And now, technically speaking, I don't know how this all works, but the ceiling for where the mod packs can take this engine seems infinite. You'll often see usual suspects like custom levels with custom tile sets and enemies, which is always impressive, and even more advanced things like custom characters like an island-styled Yoshi and a pseudo-land-styled Wario. But for you out there, the players, the prime content comes in the form of episodes, these multi-hour long adventures that tie a ton of these unique ideas together into one brand new package. And there are a ton of them, like here's just one, Delightful Adventure, a full-blown brand new Mario game with new assets aplenty, and it's just there. It's just there to experience in this engine. It turns out X2 is a treasure trove of content, but for my money, the most impressive episode I've seen yet easily goes to Super Mario and the Rainbow Stars. Upon looking at this, I thought it was simply just a dedicated fan game on its own, but no, it's somehow made in the X2 engine. This has been in development for actual years, and it's easy to see why. The brand new mechanics and sprites on top of everything else that's custom, and even cutscenes with an actual story, like, this is crazy stuff, man. This is very clearly pushing the engine to its fullest. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased here, but it's things like this that make the super simplistic world creator feature in Mario Maker 2 so underwhelming. The official stuff is as bare bones as you can get, but meanwhile on the fan side of things, Sonic Bowl, Mario Crossover, Sonic Robo Blast 2, Super Mario X2, I don't care which franchise gets the star billing, whatever gets these crossovers and new adventures of my dreams into my reality, I will take it, because we certainly know Nintendo and Sega ain't gonna do it. Keep getting your Olympic money, you corporate pigs. Oh yeah. Now this one brings me back. Mushroom Kingdom Fusion is a seminal Mario fan game, doing the whole crossover platformer idea well over a decade before the rest. All of your favorite classic video game worlds are in ruin, being fused together against everyone's will. And yeah, go fix it, of course. In terms of raw variety, Fusion takes the cake easily. Once again, multiple playable characters that all play differently. Always love playing a Sonic and a Mario world, but before long, we're on Earth now? And we got Tails with Mario 2 vegetable picking mechanics, tackling typical Mario enemies with the occasional Metal Slug enemy trooper and Donkey Kong Country. You know, just typical Miles per hour things. Then we're exploring a mysterious ancient civilization as Mario with a power-up turning him into Metal Slug himself. Dude, blonde Mario with the gun. It's so patriotic. What's great about the previous fan games is that they do so much while sticking to a basic design rule set to have some semblance of consistency throughout any possible level packs that come in through the other fans. Nah man, not here. It's just full-on chaos from start to finish, and that's what's great about it. It's just a love letter to video games, man. Looking back at this original trailer from the year 2000, Fusion's legacy is older than many of you watching this video, honestly, and seeing it thriving in modern day is incredible. Definitely recommend this one, as well as all the other ones. They're all great. Gosh, this is supposed to be a Mario dedicated video. Do we really need to talk about all these other franchises when we just want to talk about Mario? Huh. There's a fan game where 8-bit Mario can kick your ass. Alright, one more crossover, I don't care. Famicom Fighters is sick. This is a full-blown NES-themed 1v1 fighter with an 8-bit roster of classic characters like the Urban Champion, everyone's favorite. You can pull off sick moves and combos, pull out assists from other characters, or simply enjoy the scenery of all these landscapes filled with even more fan service. And probably my favorite part, you can even play using an NES controller if you can get it hooked up. It's so cool. They made sure the game worked with only 2 buttons. It's all so cool, but this ain't like Smash Bros where everyone's out for fun. This is Famicom Fighters, bitches. Everyone's out for blood. Sorry, but your win was in another fight. Okay, that goes kinda hard. Famicom Fighters. This is sick. I just hope they get Color a Dinosaur in there next. Okay, we're gonna be basically all Mario exclusive going forward. I can't help myself. Some of these crossovers are just so damn cool. I didn't think I wanted Mario with the firearm in the forest, but hey, I got it, and I really enjoyed it. And why not? You know, if Shadow the Hedgehog can have a gun, then why can't Italians? Alright, I can hear you. This is what you wanted, right? Super Mario 63, one of, if not the, most popular Mario fan game of all time. And it's easy to see why. Super smooth animation, great movement options, Mario 64 mechanics, but with the FLUDD as well. A ton of collectibles, a bunch of levels, all playable via paintings from Peach's Castle, that's nice. And even a bit of a story, all in a Flash game? Dude, I'm playing this on Newgrounds right now. Even today, this totally holds up. It's easy to forget as time moves on, but Flash games like this were the thing to do when I was in computer class and didn't want to actually do work. The nostalgia is so strong in this. The fact that this random Flash game takes hours to complete and it's constant fun, it's no surprise 63 garnered the legacy it has now. And oh man, when you're playing in the Bowser stages, like the Bowser's Road Trap remix that's here, it came out in 2004 on Newgrounds, and it is so quintessential mid-2000s Mario fan on the internet, it hurts. So good, in the best way. It's such a good remix. I've heard it so many times over the last 20 years. It's fantastic. Nowadays, not only is a sequel being developed, Super Mario 127, but even a remake called Mario 63 Redux. You can take your stupid Last of Us Part 1s and your Final Fantasy Remake, Rebirth, Recycles. I'm all here for Super Mario 63 Redux. Damn it, who needs Mario Odyssey 2 when we got this? But if I'm being honest, while I always did enjoy a good bit of 63, I wasn't much of a 63 kid. I was a Blue Twilight DX kid. Does anybody remember this one? We got classic Mario gameplay blending 3D movesets into one nice convenient package, all with a nice Halloween theme. Another dark and spooky Mario game? Ooh, look at the Pumpkin King here. I'm gonna pee my pants, I'm so terrified. But thankfully, you can be Bunny Mario in this, which is such a relief. It offsets the spookiness tremendously. Looking back, this may be the first time I've ever seen a fan take Mario and craft an adventure all their own. This was released all the way back in late 2005, so of course, I was all about this. I think it's because there was actually a segment about this game on G4's Attack of the Show, which I used to watch all the time. It's stuff like this that made me want to become a YouTuber in the first place. That one segment even shouted out the Mario Fan Games Galaxy. Even though Jeff got the name wrong.
Wow. mfgg.net game Gallery.
Yeah.
Could be gallery. I don't know.
That's not the name! This is why G4 initially shut down, I'm sure of it. This opened up the floodgates for me to discover a whole new world of content that's at my fingertips just on the internet. I discovered some great stuff with content like this back then, so if I have that effect on some of you watching, getting some new eyes on some great projects that are being worked on by people that truly care, then as far as I'm concerned, it's all been worth it. Well, that got deep all out of nowhere. I didn't expect, of all things, the Pumpkin King to trigger nostalgia. You know, I look at this guy and I'm like, the good old days. This had me feeling nostalgic for Super Mario War, too. Easily the best game the Wii Homebrew channel had to offer. Real ones know. Sure, there's other crossover material here too, but this is a Mario game through and through. There are a few rule sets to tinker with here, but the base gameplay remains the same. 4 tiny guys running around a battlefield, jumping on each other's heads, and whoever gets the most points wins. That's it. You can play it on a PC or other modded consoles, and that's fine and all, but man, load up 4 Wiimotes on a modded console and it hits so right. Load up on the pizza pockets and knock out a few games before Brawl's channel intro blows your eardrums out, and you're traveling back to 2009 in the best way possible. And apparently it turns out there's this old PC game called Jumpin' Bump that may have been the influence to Mario War. Nah, bump that. This is Mario War's world, okay? We're just living in it. There are actually quite a few fan games based on competition, actually. The purple coin stuck out to me because, yeah, you play as a singular coin, and you gotta run away from all of the Mario Bros in this one, every single one of them. Mario, Blario, Guario, Luigi, Bluigi, Waluigi, the Batman. You can even take over one of their bodies, and then you can kill everyone who stands in front of you. This is insane. It is really simplistic from the time I put into it, but it is just so unhinged. I can't help but want to play more. So I wanted more competition, and I found this old Smash Bros. Clone called Mushroom Kingdom Showdown. In the grand scheme of things, this one definitely lacks a lot of polish and pizzazz of some of the newer fan games I've played, but hey, you get to play as Fawful, and quite frankly, that negates any of the negatives that I have, and that results in a positive. Just simple mathematics, kids. I'm sure many of you want me to piggyback off that and bring up Super Smash Flash 1 and 2 then, which, of course, another set of iconic gems. The pure quality and the dedication to getting a game that actually feels a lot like Smash but playable in a web browser, it's truly remarkable stuff. I really can't add a whole lot to the overall conversation with this one, it's just flat out good, but one where I can add to the conversation is Super Smash Land. Smash Bros, but in a Game Boy style, down to only being playable with 2 buttons. I'll be honest, it may be a hot take, but I actually prefer this one. A lot of that is because there's also a huge bit of Tower of Heaven fan service in here with music and a stage housing a really cool, unique gimmick. I adore that Flash game a lot, actually. Tower of Heaven is a fantastic one of the greatest Flash games ever made, if I'm being honest. But there's also just something about the raw simplicity here in Smash Land. A lot of the DNA is from Smash 64, but also with Mega Man. And as a final unlockable character, Vaporeon. Okay, I mean, Vaporeon's fun to play as for sure, but why Vaporeon? Of all Pokemon, you went with Vaporeon? Like, that's kind of an interesting... I wonder why, actually. Why is Vaporeon so popular? Let me quickly Google Vaporeon. There's bound to be something there. Oh! But ultimately, it's You vs. Boo Deluxe that hit me like no other multiplayer fan game has yet. Here is one of the best kept secrets in the entire Mario franchise, alright? Super Mario Bros. Deluxe for the Game Boy Color. It's fine. It's a port of the classic NES game on a smaller screen, so it's kind of annoying, but fine for the time. Whatever. There are extras in there that are fun to tinker with if you played the game a bunch, but there's also a multiplayer mode, You vs. Boo. In these custom stages, it is a simple race from start to finish, but the layouts are littered with these blocks that either offer shortcuts or impede your progress. In single player, a Boo can toggle the blocks whenever it feels like it, it'll laugh, and then it'll happen, so it's like really daunting when it laughs. It's like, oh man, get ready. And it's cool too because you can actually change the Boo's color, which doubles as a difficulty toggle, and it can get really tough the higher you go. But in 1v1 with another person, when it's brother versus brother, it is more of a chaotic mess, since it's all based on user input. It is one of the best things Nintendo has ever done, and it's locked to the Game Boy Color, right there next to Hamtaro Ham Hams Unite and Sabrina the Animated Series Spooked. I'm upset about it. So yeah, Deluxe, it's just more of that, but also with some DNA from New Super Mario Bros. DS's 1v1 mode, which was also pretty fun actually. Why doesn't Nintendo attempt more genuine multiplayer in these Mario games? Like, that's gonna bug me now. They're so good the couple times they've done it. Official or not, play You vs. Boo. It's sick. But you know what else is sick? Tetris. It's like the most popular video game ever created, so this is an incredibly basic take, but I adore Tetris. Not just for the bare bones gameplay, sure, it's addictive, everyone knows that. Tetris on the NES is fine. Tetris 2 is but whenever Tetris jumps the shark and starts to mess with things, more times than not, it results in some of the greatest puzzle games of all time. Tetris DS's NES aesthetic and new side games are awesome. Tetris Effect's incredible atmosphere, especially in VR, mind-blowing. Battle Gaiden for Super Nintendo has this sick 1v1 mode with power-ups. I've played a ton of competitive Tetris Battle Gaiden, but also there's Puyo Puyo Tetris, which is also great competitively, and also features absolute peak storytelling. I can go on. I just love Tetris, okay? Maybe this is a future AntDude episode, I don't know, I got a lot to say. But what if Tetris platformer, ladies and gentlemen, Tuper Tario Tros. It's Mario, but you can now pause the game whenever you like and drop Tetris pieces to create platforms. Oh, I'm in love. The playfield, as you can tell, scrolls incredibly slowly, but there is so much more to consider and collect that I really didn't mind. Of course I won. I knew I was gonna. That wasn't so bad. Oh god, I gotta build the castle now too? Confirmed. Greatest game of all time. I give Tuper Tario Tros a 10 out of 10 on the AntDude reviews to scale. And you know what, while we're on this puzzle game kick, because I'm not really sure where else to bring this up, because during the editing of this episode, a brand new sick fan game showed up out of nowhere, and I had to talk about it because look at this. This is the problem with these types of videos, okay? They're gonna be outdated after like 15 minutes. There are Mario fan games popping up everywhere. Modern Chef, a remake of the Modern Chef game from Game & Watch Gallery 2 on the Game Boy Color with hand-drawn graphics and unlockable extras. This is perfect. Like, we got a beautiful art style of an incredibly niche part of Mario's history. This is fan service to the extreme, and I got 1,000 points on my first go because I was addicted immediately, and I want to do it more. Like, wow, good job. This is awesome. Yo, Shy Guy, you alright? This is me when my chicken tenders take too long to come out of the oven. Super Mario Bros. Plus answers a very straightforward question that we've all no doubt wondered. What if they remade the game that started it all? Again. Again. I mean, yeah, that's all this is. It's a graphical enhancement of the NES game. That's it. It plays accurately. The new sprites are really cool. Something about the simplicity of this, I really got myself into digging. Like, look at the Bowser sprite here. Like, the other Bowser in the actual Super Mario Bros. Looks like this weird, spiky little gremlin, but not here. Damn it, that looks like Bowser. I love that. So, in case you didn't want to play the game on NES, or Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance, or the million other consoles the game's been released on, you get it. Like, here, it's cool. It's just a cool little thing. Not much to say. I just didn't want to not talk about it. Okay, but more interesting now. What if Mario 1 had portals? He's dead now. So this is Mario. Obviously a technical achievement here. This is the entirety of Mario 1 with a working portal gun. You can warp between the entire level, mess with enemies, it's great stuff. But the selling point isn't just this, like this is fine, but no, it's the available map packs that are also on offer. Oh yeah, now this is more like it. Now we're thinking more with portals. Restricting this to just base Mario 1 would be such a waste, man, but now we got a whole new slew of puzzle levels to play with, along with other mechanics from Portal, like the different goos. This is what I'm talking about. But okay, there's more than just that. There are some more level packs too. Like this one seems kind of fun. Oh man, I don't know about this one. I don't think I'm thinking with portals anymore, man. I think I'm just thinking about fuzzies. I don't know if I'm okay with this. I should have learned my lesson from the fuzzy epidemic of Yoshi's Island. This ain't gonna end well. This reminds me of that one time I was just like playing a standard game of Mario 1, but then a fuzzy actually showed up instead of a mushroom, and oh man, I don't know what's going on. Oh, my copy of Mario as a kid didn't have me fighting Sub-Zero 1v1 and getting chased by a super realistic Bowser and jumping over Bill Clinton Goombas. I don't remember this one.
Not appropriate.
Alright, what about the sequel? Maybe this completely normal copy of Super Mario Bros. 2. Oh no, that's not normal. But man, we get to ride a giant snake. This is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Oh no, Birdo, no. Oh, you gained some weight. Okay, I can't handle this anymore. I'm moving on to Mario 3. Oh, wait, no. Too late. Oh, hell yeah, brother. I'm Bomber Guy now. Yeah. Oh, now, there you go. Now I'm Balloon Fight. This is sick. Okay, this is not healthy. I gotta get my life situated and sober up. Can we Can we just move on now, please? Can we like go to the castle and see what's up with the princess? Oh. Don't do anything illegal, kids. This is the message from your good old friend AntDude. AntDude saying don't do anything bad. You heard it from me. This is my attempt to keep this video monetized. Mario Minigame Mayhem blew my damn mind, dude. Like, by all accounts, I initially assumed that the name alone would just be a load of smoke, hiding 3 games behind it, and we can call it Mayhem, and it would all be bad, but no. This is a theme park with over 80 high-quality and varied minigames. Wow, the use of sprite work and the music is perfect, every minigame is throwing new mechanics at you, there's leaderboards, achievements, unlockables, gambling. A lot of the minigames often use different controller layouts too, not everything is keyboard based, we got mouse controlled games in there too. And they're good. This is genuinely one of the most impressive fan games ever. Believe it or not, I don't like going into things with low expectations, but I've played enough quote minigame based things out there that were old and crusty and broken. To see this, as good as it is, hell, I apologize for ever expecting the worst going in. This is great. It left for one hell of a surprise. Some of these minigames are better than what Mario parties are tossing at us on a regular basis. And I would much rather play Minigame Mayhem over Pac-Man Party or the Smurfs Village Party any day. And that's a badge of honor, my good people. Now this you've no doubt seen circulating around the internet, Super Mario Flashback. Before Mario Wonder's release, this was the example everyone would default to when people wanted to be snarky and go, yeah, look what Mario's actually capable of, instead of this NSMB garbage. God, Nintendo, hire this man. Shh. Okay, let's just look at Flashback for what it is. God, it's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life. The animations are incredible, the classic remixes fit the level of whimsy that matches the aesthetics perfectly. And God, Mario just feels delightful to control. He's just so bouncy and fun, his ground pound has got enough oomph that you want out of this big plumber butt. Ooh, and the running. Ooh, the running feels nice too. I am more than cool when a fan game takes existing assets and remixes them to the creator's intent, like that's fine. There's a lot of great stuff to pull from, but man, all of this original stuff, it feels so fresh. Even in the existing level types that are supposed to be boring, it feels new. All that's been available for the longest time is a demo, about 15-20 minutes of gameplay and that's it. But with how good this is, take as long as it takes to get to the final product. Once you're proud of it and you release it, it will no doubt be worth it. Similarly, I have high hopes for Luigi's Mansion Eternal Night, a work-in-progress Metroidvania completely based on Green Mario's spooky house. This is so cool. The vibes capture the more spooky feeling of the original Luigi's Mansion perfectly, just with more side-scrolling and platforming. I did get a little more lost in this than I would have liked to when playing, but man, the framework so far is really solid. It could also be that I'm dumb. That is always a possibility. That same base gameplay loop of clearing out rooms of ghosts, getting keys, and finding the doors to unlock with them, it actually translates really well to 2D. These two fan games really showcase the present and the future of what's possible with the fan game community, and that's exciting to see. And also, kind of on that topic, take a look at Project Green here, a Luigi-inspired, built from the ground up game engine that obviously has a lot of Mario Odyssey influence, but it's with Luigi, the better brother. Is that a hot take? I kind of think Green Mario is better than Red Mario. He actually has a personality and whatnot. Like, I like him a whole lot, so the future is looking super bright for Green Mario. I think that much is clear. Project Green is still very much in work in progress status here, so who knows how long it'll take until something really substantial comes out for the consumer side of things, but it's exciting all the same. Because like, let's compare that with the past. Look at Super Mario Forever from 2004. A very, very long time ago in the vast, beautiful land of Toadstool, where the Toadstool Okay, can we stop flying around in circles, please? I think, oh my god, I'm gonna vomit. The Toads are living in peace, and then Bowser rolls in on a tank and kills seemingly dozens of innocent people, just typical Mushroom Kingdom things. Go stop it. As Mario, go from left to right to avenge those who have perished. Of course. Nearly 20 years of technological advancements between both of these fan games. Boy, it really shows. In the mid-2000s, surely this was a decent time. There's nothing actually wrong with it, but nowadays? It looks like what would happen if you asked an AI to pump out a Mario game. I beat World 1. That's about all I got with this one. Hilariously enough though, I don't even know if this is the way to properly experience this game in the current year. There's a whole ass Super Mario World ROM hack that completely recreates the entirety of Forever, even down to the cutscenes. I think this counts as game preservation? Well, if not, it damn well should. Mega Mario. Oh god, this one's old as hell too. Wait, blood effects? Oh man, okay, so like, yeah, this is a Mario game, alright. Maybe I gave Mario Forever too much flack. Aw, hell yeah. Okay, now that's what my Mario game's been missing all this time. Oops, I fell. Jesus Christ. All right, Nintendo, I got a proposition for you for Super Mario Wonder 2, all right? You get a Wonder Flower, okay? And then everyone dies. Wowie zowie. Aw, dude, yes, another all-time classic, Paper Mario 3D Land, a 3D platformer with a Paper Mario aesthetic that came out a few years into the sticker star crisis of the mid-2010s. This takes a lot more inspiration from Mario 3D Land than actual Paper Mario anyway. We got a bunch of linear levels with simple level themes and layouts, but the Paper Mario sprites, and the enemies having health points and giving Mario a mole suit. Yeah, this one's a ton of fun. But since it's Paper Mario and not Flesh Mario, you don't get the typical movement options that you would expect. It really is just a very simple platformer where you run and jump and that's it. Sometimes simple is nice, and yeah, Paper Mario 3D Land is sometimes. That's another quote. I'm coming up with a bunch of good quotes today. By releasing so soon after Sticker Star and still in the middle of everything Mario being whitewashed with the NSMB art style, including the recently released Super Mario 3D Land, this fan game could not have shown up at a better time. And the whole Paper Mario with real-time combat thing giving out strong Super Paper Mario vibes, this hit so many nails on the head. That's another arts and crafts style pun. It's a full game too. It's not too long. It only takes about an hour to complete and there's 4 worlds to play through, but damn it, it's got a beginning and it's got an end. I love when a fan game does that. But now, I mentioned Mario Wonder earlier. Let's keep going back to some of that because there's one 8-bit game that I found called Super Mario Wonder Land, and this was cool. I like Super Mario Wonder a lot, of course, but now we got it in an 8-bit style. Nice. We got unique aesthetics, we got some unexpected enemies returning from other Mario games, that's cool, and even Elephant Mario. Oh, wowie zowie again. This is just a demo at the moment, but still, it's really charming. There's enough here to make this more than a typical, let's just take this and make it 8-bit. No. That's what the Mega Man community is for, alright? Doing a bit more digging, this developer, Nimaginendo Studios, just likes to crank out as much as humanly possible. Also, as I was editing this video, Kiddy Kong Challenge showed up, a pretty tough take on the DKC formula where, Kiddy Kong has to win the war, I guess. It doesn't play exactly like Donkey Kong Country does, so I was dying quite a bit. Also, it's Kiddy Kong, and cool, he gets his own game. He sucks though. And they're also in the process of creating a reality where the original Super Mario Bros. Got a GBA port as Super Mario Advance 5. That's pretty cool. Good luck on all your projects in the future, my man. Pretty cool stuff all around. Let's take a look at another 8-bit Mario fan game. This time, it's Mario 2 themed. Birdo's Holiday Brawl. A new take on, Virtual Boy Mario Clash, I guess? You got bad things on your side, there's bad things across the aisle, and then shoot everything that moves. Shoot first, ask questions never. This is as far as you go. It's very straightforward. What you see here is what you get. I just commend the mere concept of expanding on the Mario 2 universe specifically and sprinkling in a charming holiday theme. It's good stuff. It makes me really wish that there were more things specifically based on Subcon over the same old Mushroom Kingdom. Look, another Subcon game, Luigi floating on an egg over the sea. Yep, they weren't lying. You know what, there's actually something so peaceful, so serene, so majestic about this. God, I wish this was me. Just floating across the water, dodging everything you can so you don't die.
Oh no.
Damn it. But I believe the award for the most surprising 8-bit game goes to Princess Quest, a Mario 3 themed top-down action RPG? This is bizarre. Running around and jumping on Goombas, it's still Mario, but top-down, and with a story and towns and NPCs. Wow, weird. I'll be honest, I don't really fully know what's going on here. This is an early build, I'm just fascinated with how this game plays. But there's this food-based village called Gluttown, and I'm so all in on this, that's genius. Look at these Goombas with the guns, man. It's the white squares like how the Zapper would shoot the ducks in that hunting duck game, that's cute. This is only a part 1, who knows how many parts this will go on for, but I am down for the finished product. I'm actually surprised that there aren't more attempts to spice up the RPG side of things in the Mario universe. I did learn about this other one, this Mario and Luigi inspired game called Super Mario RPG Starlight Worlds. Unfortunately, it is very difficult to find this game to actually play it. I've only been able to see what this game is about in videos, but judging by this playlist I found, there's hours and hours to this adventure, and I'm already dozens of games in, so I don't know if I'd have the time to play it anyway, but it looks cool. This is still great to see. This actually led me to a few other Mario and Luigi games in development too. Stellar Bond seems to be cooking up something fierce here, Star Journey as well in a full 3D world, that's cool, and even a brand new indie game inspired by MNL, Hunter Chronicles. These all look great and have a ton of potential. Throw in that sick revival with Brothership in 2024, throw in some Paper Mario likes as well with Bug Fables and Born of Bread. The Mario RPG influence is as strong as ever. Who wouldn't be a fan of this stuff? We have seen so many platformers in this episode, and we will continue to see more, but the RPGs are some of the best parts of the Mario universe. So here's to more takes on this style in the future. Okay, great. Another Super Mario Bros. 1 fan game. How original. Ooh, okay, but we're Luigi now, and it goes from day to night. How quirky, a day-night cycle, cool. Hey there, champ, thanks for coming. I left you a little something at the beginning. You wanna go take a look? It's a big surprise. Mario, what the hell are you talking about? Oh god, what? What the hell is that? Okay, I'm fixing the screen. I gotta get a good view on this. Oh, Mario's eyes are bad. I should have seen this one coming. All right, I'm running. Okay, I gotta go. Oh god, there he is. Okay, I get to go. Oh my god. This is tough. No matter how fast I run, he always just manages to catch up to me. This sucks. Jumping on his head slows him down a little bit, but not long enough. God. Oh, and that voice? Oh, I hate it. And I can't stop dying. Everybody, introducing Mario 85. If Sonic's got Sonic EXE, this is what us Red Luigi fans gotta deal with now. This is properly menacing too, like even the clouds aren't safe. This really feels like one of those nightmares where you're being chased by a monster. Like this is peak creepypasta material, dude. Oh, I was walking down this creepy alleyway when this old man threw his copy of Mario 1 in my head and ran away. And I knew I shouldn't have turned the game on, but I just couldn't help myself. Who the hell is Lucas? Apparently, this MFer is named MX, a demon who disguises himself as Mario to lock the players into his own hell for all eternity. And Lucas, well, that's his first and only victim, whose soul was forced into the body of Luigi. And if you play this game for long enough, I don't know, maybe you'll be next. Or you could just kick his ass in a rap battle or something, sure, whatever you say. Okay, I can't do it anymore. I'm not looking. Can we go to a safer spot, please? Like the Mario RPGs, for example. There's gotta be something better there. Like, that has to be a safer spot. Here we go. Super Mario Funny RPG, Mom of Mia. You know the iconic catchphrase. There he is. Somebody's kidnapped Princess Peach. Was it Bowser again? I don't think so. Thank God. Oh, dude, they turned Daisy into an elephant. Imagine what those DeviantArt guys are gonna do with that. You should go to prison. Ooh, a book. I love to read. Top 10 Reddit memes. All right, this'll be good. All right, yep. Okay. All right. I don't know. These are pretty weak. I think we peaked with the Wii Sports Matthew. You see, a lot of this is funny, but it is also RPG. Classic turn-based battles that take far too long to finish. I'm just here for the funnies, man. I don't care about this combat stuff. Oh, hey, a white toad. What's up? God, are you okay, man? Your coughing is pretty intense. You should get that checked out. This toad seems to have succumbed to his mold disease. Eventually, though, we reach the peak of Retro Mountain, and we have hit our mortal nemesis, Retro Mario. Oh, I'm sorry, Gario, who's planning on going back in time to convince Miyamoto to name him Mario so he can be the famous one. Very clever. Well, that ain't happening today, you prick. In the end, I realized you were just like me, trying to make history. And just like that, he's toast, and we get shot back to the title screen. Good. Kind of a weak ending, but don't worry, we got a sequel, Super Luigi Funny RPG. It's the same game, but with a green filter over it. Okay, you know what? That's genuinely hilarious. All right, that's good on you for that one. It's a pretty funny duo of RPGs. I enjoyed my time with them, but ultimately, I do think I much prefer Yoshi Goes to Tesco, a charming adventure where Yoshi has to go to the Goku-operated Tesco and pick up some groceries. You're definitely interested in your favorite milk-flavored Monster Energy. This will then lead you on a quest into a creepy castle. There's a bunch of Goombas that you interact with. Gex is there. Freddy Fazbear too. Pac-Man with tingles. Am I on fuzzies again? Dude, you remember the fat Yoshi from Super Mario RPG? What are the chances he has his own dedicated subreddit? Mario the Music Box. Now this is an RPG I knew I had to check out, else people would be really mad at me. I could tell. Because when the first video I found on this fan game was Mario the Music Box Remaster, all deaths, and the first death in this 90-minute compilation is Mario getting buried alive, I was sold and had to see more. Oh my god, this over-the-top anime opening too. God, I have not a single clue what's going on here. So, okay, I said RPG, but this really isn't. It certainly feels like an RPG Maker game, like that checks out, but an RPG, it is not. This is a psychological horror game with Mario exploring an abandoned shack completely filled with mysteries. Why not just leave from where you came in? Well, of course, you can't. The door is gone. Oh, Mamma Mia. And then what ensues after that is just insane, okay? Insanity around every single corner. I'm not surprised. There's over 90 minutes of death scenes. Anything happens. Anything happens. Anything happens. Like, okay, for example, soon enough, you play as Luigi, and then you get chased by a faceless Mario that crawled out of a painting. This sucks! Why Mario? Why Mario? I can't get over that. Why is Mario here? Yume Nikki, Ebe, Corpse Party. I know games like this exist and they're very popular, but I just can't get over Mario being the star character here. Because the game can't either. Eventually humans start to show up, and then even creepier events happen, and god, I'll be completely honest, this style of game really isn't my cup of tea, but this still has to win the award for most insane thing I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so I'm not saying it's weird that there are horror-themed Mario fan games out there, but it's weird that there are two really popular ones. Alright, I think I need a bit of a good detoxing here. Let's move on to something else. Okay, do you remember at the start of the video we talked about this fan game real quick? I know, I'm sorry, I tried to forget about it too. That game was called Super Sized Mario Bros. Clever name. And that was a Flash game that you can find on one of those disgusting websites out there that just harnesses a ton of different Flash games from all over the internet with no quality control whatsoever. A lot of the creators probably didn't consent to having their games on the websites, but they're there. Hallelujah. I'm not gonna flat out say that these were a waste of time because they were most likely done by bored teenagers one random day during the summer, like I get it. Still though, go to jail. And the thing about Flash is that no two Flash games are ever built equally, like whatsoever. Super Mario Tros and Super Mario Crossover are also made in Flash. Those games are awesome, but the ones that we're gonna look at now? Mario Minecraft Runner. This music is legal to play in a video, right? Alright, but you know what? That transition is kind of clean, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, this is just one of those endless runners that plague literally everything you can think of ever, but now it's Mario themed and Minecraft themed at the same time, and I mean, that is Bowser, I think. But you can play as a whole slew of other characters. The Mario family tree clearly goes a lot deeper than we could ever want or hope. Mario Remix Boss Edition. Okay, this one's kind of cool. Mario goes up against a random assortment of bosses from different franchises. Great idea. And I can't beat a single one of them to save my life. And why am I hitting Wispy Wood's Wispy Wood? I tried out like a dozen of these bosses and didn't win a single one. Sorry, I'll submit my good gamer card immediately. Sonic lost in Mario World. I can never escape this damn hedgehog. Oh, this is bad. Oh, Mario, please save me. Thank you. You died. Now Sonic will never see his beloved homeland again. Oh, thank God. Super Mario Truck. Oh dear God, it's one of these. Go forward. Hope the momentum works in your favor. The absolute epitome of brain-dead gaming. Oh, okay. Super Mario Moto. The game won't load. Good. Mario Dress Up. Oh my God. I haven't seen one of these dress-up games in ages. These were all the rage in the pre-YouTube internet days. Finally, rainbow hair, glasses wearing, floral overalls wearing Mario can finally be a reality. I'm too old for this. Super Mario Bomber. All right, there's some potential here. Placing bombs, trying to trap your opponents, gathering items. This is kind of fun. Because it's Bomberman. It's literally just Bomberman. It's Bomberman with a Mario skin. Why not just go play Bomberman? I love how all these Flash games link to the creators' Twitter and Facebook pages. I like to think that modern Kirby games advertising other Kirby games just rip this idea off. Super Mario Defense. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. A Flash game that looks like it was made in MS Paint. Such an underappreciated aesthetic. And I'm not even lying. Mario has been cloned and they're going on a rampage towards the castle. So play stuff up in their path to try and kill them before they get too close. And yeah, that's it. It goes for the cursed Luigis too. None of them can stay alive. Toads versus Koopas. Okay, this one I can get behind. It's just Plants vs. Zombies with a Mario coat of paint. That's it, but I'm getting a good vibe out of this one. I don't know if this was intentional or not, but none of this is giving me Super Nintendo vibes. I'm more so getting like Mario teaches typing or Mario's game gallery vibes. The ugly characters, the glove mouse cursor, the weird sound mixing. I love this. I played Mario's game gallery all the time as a kid. Those PC games are cursed beyond belief. This gave me the same vibe. Give me more of this. Okay, this wasn't what I was asking for, but Sayabon action, aka Cat Mario. This game hates you. Nothing you do is right. You're a disappointment to everyone you've ever met, and you are better off never pressing the start button when you had the chance. When raging at video games for the sake of content was all the rage, Sayabon action was the piece of shit game that everyone was playing. Nowhere is safe. Even when you beat the level, you're still not safe. Going back to this game all of these years later, it's giving me flashbacks to the war, okay? And my blood pressure cannot handle it anymore. Nowadays, I gotta slow down, I gotta pick my battles, and I gotta play something a little more peaceful, like Super Mario Flash. And this I can still jive with. It's still a little jank, and the graphics are super muddy, but a simple excuse to play Mario via Flash? Yeah, this is nice. Go a couple of rounds of this, jump back to Ultimate Flash Sonic, and you're having a grand old time while your parents hold your video game consoles hostage because you got a bad grade in school. Who cares, Mom? I got Ultimate Flash Sonic and Mario Flash. Oh wait, no, hold on. Oh, this is cool. Mario vs. Luigi Online? It's a remake of the DS NSMB multiplayer mode. That is so cool. Look at this. It is shockingly accurate for a Flash game, and it's online multiplayer? That's incredible. There was no one else playing it, and when I was about to join in, the two players that I was watching, they both left, so bye then. Great, so now I'm here by myself, playing by myself. Huh. Alright, it clearly wasn't in the cards. I guess I'll move on. Here is Jelly Mario Bros. Oh my god. Oh, he's so movie. Oh, I don't like this. Yep, and I'm stuck. That checks out. You know, this was titled Jelly Mario Bros. I mean, I guess this was exactly as advertised, so can I even be mad? I'm just confused. This reminds me of that one version of Tetris where all the blocks are made of sand. You know, it's still fun, but equally as anxiety-inducing. But in all of my searches, I found some games that genuinely garnered a cult status. Mario Combat, an absolute classic where Mario is pissed off, and you gotta go kick Bowser's ass. I love, by the way, that Newgrounds shows the view counts on games. Like, over 1.5 million people have checked this game out, okay? That's remarkable, and it's easy to see why. The game actually feels really good to play. The attacks feel powerful, Mario is properly acrobatic. This is great stuff. It is short, it's only a couple of minutes to get to Bowser, and yes, of course you're gonna kick his ass, but man, this is an all-timer. A Koopa's Revenge was often in the same conversation too. Now the roles are reversed. You're a Koopa going through the castle, kicking all the good guys' asses, and the controls are really tough to get used to. Like I said, the roles are reversed. I can see why people like this one so much. It's not every day you get to play as a Koopa on a rampage, but I am not good at this one. There is a sequel though, and the graphics are a lot more original. The motion is a lot more fluid. This one's a lot better. We got 2 games now. Koopa's Revenge is a certifiable franchise. However, for my money, the perfect, and I mean perfect, Mario Flash game is Super Mario Bros. Star Scramble. Great art style, solid gameplay mechanics. We're sticking to simplicity with going around to collect shine sprites in the levels. That's it, all in Flash. And even in the sequel, Star Scramble 2, Ghost Island, it's more of the same, but more of the same that works. Great stuff all around. Flash games are and will continue to be very special. Like, the distinction between them and proper fan games, like, sure, as a player, it doesn't really mean a whole lot, but the fact that all this is done in a web browser, like, bro, I don't care what you say. That's still really cool. Flash as a platform may be dead, you can't really do much with it nowadays, but preservationists have made sure you can still play these games on modern hardware, no problem whatsoever, and that is awesome, because I know I'm gonna be playing Flash games until the day I die. Which, hopefully is sooner rather than later. We're not even close to being done with fan games. You want to talk about an epic saga of grand proportions? Well, here you go. Mario drinks a glass of milk. Finally, dude. We talked about it with Mario 64, and here we go. They made a whole game based on that, I guess. You gotta go open the fridge, you gotta get the milk, and then be sure not to drink yourself to death. Yeah, we did it. Okay. Bye. Oh my god, the Mega Man screen. What is happening? I'm so lost. Why is Mario traveling the world to find mysterious abandoned refrigerators just to drink different styles of milk? Ah, okay, finally. The big boss, Milkman. Oh no, he's poisoned us. I'm gonna milk you dry. I am trying really hard to keep this video monetized, and you are not helping. Oh, you fool. You see, that's where you've made your biggest mistake. I am now all milk. I am pure calcium. You are going down. Oh god, of course it's Megalovania, because you're a skeleton now, I'm gonna have a stroke. Hell yeah, we did it. We saved the princess. Oh, dairy. Damn it, that's good. And that's it. What the hell did I play? And then I saw there was a sequel. It's Luigi Doesn't Drink a Glass of Milk. And I'm like, okay, I'm already one game in. Let's see what the rest has to offer. And after a shocking amount of exposition about Mario going missing, it is Luigi's turn to save the day. And this is an actual game. We got a poltergust that acts like a milk gun. There's actual platforming and level designs and boss battles and why is this so good? I don't understand. It's not necessarily groundbreaking by any means, but I can't believe how much time and effort went into this when the first game was just... Yeah, it's pretty lengthy too. It took me like an hour to get through. A lot of that was on this stupid boss battle though against Mario because wow, it's actually really tough. But you see, what had happened is that the Milkman has continued to go on a massive rampage and he still needs to be stopped. That's a pretty simple plot. And now, it's time for some classic milk on milk violence. Ooh, and then a bit of a plot twist. You see, earlier on in the game, one of the bosses that you fight is this girl, and then you find out that Milkman and that girl are related. Oh, that's crazy. There's actual plot here that you have to follow. Well, okay. You know, so much so that I actually don't really want to spoil it, so, like, instead of just talking about the ending here, let's just say, yeah, you won, good job, now let's jump onto the third game in this epic trilogy because, oh my god, Wario destroys a glass of milk. Dude, let's go. After the previous adventures ended, Mario and Luigi are ambushed and kidnapped, but Wario, you know, everybody's favorite good guy hero Wario takes it upon himself to save the day. So Milkman and his sister are still working together, that's to be expected, and Dr. Egad is there, and he's evil. What? Senile old prick. The levels are more varied. The use of Mega Man music is great here. Your checkpoints are baskets of garlic bread. That's genius. Once you beat the bosses, you gain new abilities inspired by them, just like Mega Man, on top of the typical Wario mechanics of charging. I am stunned. I am genuinely so incredibly stunned. Why are these games so good? There is a consistent lack of polish that does permeate these games that make them a bit more difficult to get into than they should be, but I still saw my way through to the end. And yeah, you know what? This Milk trilogy is one of the greatest accomplishments in the entire Mario fan game community. An absolute meme turned quality trilogy should be studied for generations to come. The Luigi and Wario games are obviously the highlights here, and normally you can be like, oh, just skip the first game so you can get into the good stuff, but nah, man. There's some plot. You gotta know where the story starts, so you gotta start with Mario drinks a glass of milk. You gotta. Anybody telling you that you can skip and play this trilogy in any order you want, they're lying to you, damn it. I'm gonna protect the integrity of this trilogy. What the hell? Super Mario Bros. And the Midas Machine. I'm already blown away. The sprite work is incredible. The sprites, the new music, they're all top notch, some of the best in the fan game field. We got original ideas here too. There's a bunch of brand new characters here, including this floating little guy helping you out. We got a heavy DS aesthetic with this one. That's adorable. So many games try to replicate like 8-bit and 16-bit style, maybe even be so daring to replicate GBA style, but nah, this is pixelated work on the DS. This looks awesome. There's multiple playable characters that all play differently, like Wario and Waluigi. Captain Syrup is here. There's a decent plot that goes all the way through. That's pretty cool. And this is all a great foundation for an incredible fan game, though sadly, this one hasn't been updated for nearly a decade. This is one of the most common occurrences in the entirety of the fan game and ROM hacking field. And don't get me wrong, this is by no means a knock against the developer. Like, I understand. You're making these games for no profit because legally you can't, and you just can't finish it because life gets in the way, you gotta prioritize the important stuff. I totally understand that. But rather than complaining about what we aren't getting, I'd rather take a step back and take a look at what we are getting and say, hey man, this demo may not be long, but it's still awesome. And who knows, you may be inspiring the next creator to make their own Mario fan game that may or may not completed. I don't know. Your story has not yet been told. Go out there, soldier, make the next Mario fan game. Just don't do this again. I know I keep talking about it, but like, it's gross. Or, I don't know, maybe you just want to play Mario 64 as a first-person shooter. There's a whole lot of Mario having a gun in this episode. Oh god, the Goombas take a lot of hits here. You can jump on them once, but a bullet? Nah, they need a few of those. Okay, phew. This is Agent Mario 64. I mean, it's basically as advertised. We get to run around a bomb battlefield, busting a cap, and all those bombs, they never saw it coming. Honestly, there's a shocking amount of Peach's Castle recreated in this game. It looks like I might even be able to go and take down Bowser. That's pretty sick. Oh, okay, I wasn't prepared for this. Oh god, he won't die. He won't die. I'm shooting as best as I can. He won't. Okay, this sucks. So much for that. The Super 1-1 Challenge. God, what the hell, man? Another FPS? This time it's 3D land and world themed. Why are these shooters such high quality? This one was a lot of fun. It was just one single level, and there's a few different challenges here, like red coins to collect. There's other secrets to find. Maybe you want to simply speedrun it. I don't know. There's not much to it, but it's really cool seeing this world in a different dimension. And you know what? Speaking of dimensions, here is Super Mario Bros. Dimensions. Fun fact, this is made by the same creator as the Milk trilogy. As far as I can tell, this is actually his first game, and hey, it's actually a pretty strong, humble beginning. There is a bit of a plot with this new friendly Boo character joining you, but it's just a means to get to the gameplay, which, on the offset, appears to be the typical Mario 3 affair, but you now have the ability to change to a different dimension at the push of a button. And it's okay. Swapping the level design is cool for like 2 seconds, and then it kind of just turned me into swapping over and over again, hoping I'm a little bit closer to one of the star coins, just doing that ad nauseum. Though I do like to think that Insomniac stole this idea for Ratchet Rift Apart. Where this gimmick does really shine though are in the purple coin levels. Very much inspired by Mario Galaxy, you gotta collect enough across both dimensions in order to pass through these coin gates. It's cool, but yeah, at the end of the day, playing through this, it's just okay. And that is okay, because you can tell the creator improved his craft dramatically over the years because once again, that Milk trilogy is incredible. I love me a good character development story. Aw, hell yeah, brother. You thought Super Mario DX was cool on the Game Boy Color? Well, here's Super Mario Double DX, my favorite. It's just a competently made 2D Mario game with a new art style. I like it. That's really all I got to say about this one. Like, so many of the games in this video have been these relatively elaborate things to explain, but this one is pretty straightforward, and it's pretty good. Super Mario Bros. Odyssey. Not Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Bros. Odyssey. Nintendo stole the name! And yeah, the same kind of applies here. The art style is much cleaner, that's for sure, but this is just a super polished and basic platformer. The base Mario mechanics are solid enough that as long as you don't screw it up, it'll be at the very least decent. Throw in a bit of a story, something Nintendo rarely ever likes to do, and I will invest myself into it like it's a Xenoblade game. I just can't wait for the plot twist where Mario dies. Damn it, we're not talking about Music Box. One thing I've noticed, by the way, is this trend in these fan games where, in order to differentiate both brothers, they give Fire Luigi his horizontal fireballs like they gave him in Smash Brothers. Did anybody ever find out why this is a thing outside of just Sakurai wanted him to be different for the sake of it? I mean, I like it, but it's kind of surreal actually doing this in a proper Mario game. Next up, we have Super Mario Stardust. Yep, it's the same thing. New art style, basic mechanics, a solid amount of polish. Fun time. Sometimes games like these mainly serve the purpose of just killing some time rather than giving you something grand to dissect. So these few games deserve high praise for that alone. They may not be as grandiose as some of the other ones, but they're still completely valid and worth your time. Just for different reasons. Because then we can look at something like the essence of Waluigi and like, what the fuck? Okay, so yeah, you know, it's classic Mario with the unique art style. That definitely fits the bill. And at first glance, I thought this was a game adaptation of the original Mario movie. I like the Mario 93 movie more than the Mario 2023 movie. Yeah, I said it. But no, that is not the case. It is something way more sinister than that. Honestly, once again, I'm an idiot. I got lost pretty early on, but damn, just watching what the rest of the game has going on, it's surreal. Why is Waluigi like this ethereal, nightmarish creature? He's just a guy. He's just a weird, lanky guy, not a demon. And why are some of these graphical effects the most impressive out of any fan game thus far? I don't get it. You Waluigi fans are crazy. It's ultimately not a very long game, but I do really like what we're going for here. And you know what? I take back what I said. I do kind of respect the appeal of Waluigi. He is this sort of mysterious creature. He just showed up, played a few sports games, and that's it. Goes into hibernation until the next sports game. There's gotta be something he does on his free time. Okay, some of you know where I'm going with this. Another one of those all-timer fan games right here, man. Psycho Waluigi. Oh god, it's good. One of the biggest issues with Waluigi's entire existence is he's never gotten the spotlight to really get some momentum behind him. We got a video game starring Toad, for crying out loud. You can't find out something to do with Waluigi? So, hell, if Psycho Waluigi is the best we're ever gonna get, I'm honestly okay with that. This is no mere simple platformer, but you just happen to play as a Waluigi skin. No, you have been gifted these special powers thanks to the Psycho Iris, which not only allows you to get blocks out of your way telepathically, but you can also grab enemies, and if those enemies have a special power, you can use them to your advantage. It's very Kirby-esque, maybe a little bit of Silver the Hedgehog, so naturally, I'm a fan. There's also a ton of Wario Land influence, which does make sense from the enemy choice and the sound effects. It kind of fits the part, and the whole omnipotent eyeball god idea, that has to be a reference to Wario World, right? Like, it has to be. There's a remix of Waluigi Pinball that plays very often, which is perfect. But all of that fan service aside, there's also a lot of originality going on here. This world is just kinda eerie. The colors are more drab and bleak than the typical Mario affair. Some unique enemies pop up that seem more threatening than usual, but to what end? And every level just happens to have royalty at the finish line, and they're attacking you as you make your way there, so you go ahead and throw them out of the way, and then you can take their crown. And then there's a shop, operated by a big monkey. I'm not against it, just why? An area where the Wario Land games succeeded is that they took a lot of typical Mario ideas and turned them on their head. Like, the levels have no time limits, the power-ups actually hurt Wario, so they're kind of like power downs, and like, it was just kind of this ultimate anti-Mario experience, and this kind of goes for the same thing, just by changing different rules, but still never losing sight of the core idea of simple platforming. It's fantastic. There are still some frustrations though with the level design and the enemy placement, so I feel like this could have used some extra polish to really get those kinks out and cement it as an all-time great, but man, you know what? Even as it stands, this is a must play. You get to take over a tank at some point, dude, and just cause havoc. It's awesome. And believe it or not, Psycho Waluigi not only acts as a great fan game in its own little bubble, but it also plays a part in a greater character growth story. Before Psycho Waluigi, the creator graced the community with Toad Strikes Back, a Toad-based platformer, and a sequel, Toadette Strikes, a Toadette-based platformer. Now, neither of these are as creative as Psycho Waluigi for sure, but man, they're both still really solid. These adventures take place decades after the deaths of all of the Mario characters we all know and love. Haha. But then how is Toad and Toadette here? Are they immortal? Sure, whatever you say. I'm not really gonna think about it. I'm just gonna be simple here and dig all of the Paper Mario flavor you've injected into these games. That's great. Earlier in the year 2024, the creator actually released a completely new game, Psy-Cutlery, for free. You can tell that they have come a very long way while still utilizing a lot of the skills that they've implemented and learned from their existing games. And seeing a fan game maker go onto a full game maker is always such a great thing to see. And the best part, that is not the only time this has happened. Here's a Mario fan game, Super Mario Power Star Frenzy. Now, surface level, yeah, very similar stuff to what we've seen before. Bright art style, usual mechanics, some new stuff there like an explorable overworld, that's cool, and a mission select screen a la SM64. And while I certainly don't want to downplay how enjoyable this one is, because it is, I mainly wanted to take this time to showcase the other game the creator's been making after this, Horoscope. And it's a similar story. You take a look at that Mario fan game that came before, you can see some of that influence still shining through in a proper new game, while also being very clear that the game was used as a launchpad for a hopeful video game development career. I love this stuff, and best of luck in all of your futures. Like, I really have high hopes for you guys. I'll be checking this game out day one, that's for sure. And that's what these videos are all about, man. We get to come together to discuss, laugh, maybe cringe, I don't know, about a lot of these projects and just have a good time, because that's what's important here. I want to talk about these fan games because they're great, and there's a lot of them that you should genuinely go out to play. Not all of them, we've gone over that part, but some of these, fantastic. But now, it's time for the double-header main event, and you're not going to want to miss this. We have taken a look at a ton of high-quality games today, many of which are completed projects, and even if they're not, you can clearly tell there are so many games that are worth it. Hours and hours of incredible platforming content to satiate any desire the Mario community could ask for. Even adventure RPG content if you want to mom some Mias. But out of everything we have seen today, one game stuck out above all the rest.
Super Mario All-Star Attack.
Man, All-Star Attack should be in the conversation for one of the best 2D Marios ever, including official projects. Like, oh my god, it's so good. Without ever playing it, it's easy to see that this isn't the same conversation as everything else, because realistically, yeah, good graphics, basic mechanics, sure, it works, but wow, the amount of love and passion and polish that goes into every single thing about this game, it's wild. The worlds are very long, each one took well over an hour to complete. The levels are lengthy and varied, but don't get it twisted, they don't overstay their welcome because they all have unique ideas. So many times I was simply roaming around enjoying exploring to search for all the collectibles, of which there are a lot. I'm swapping characters as often as possible because there's a great big old roster and they do play differently, and what's great about that is seeing the power-ups change out as well depending on the character you're playing as, making each character stand out even more than normal. But the icing on top of all that is that this is really just a celebration of so many different Mario adventures. You got the very clear influence of Mario 3 and Mario World in the primary playstyle. That makes sense. And then you got Yoshi in here, but he controls like he did in Yoshi's Island, not SMW, Yoshi's Island, which is objectively better. A lot of the music comes from the later Mario games like 3D World, that's just pleasant. We got an item bonus game like from Mario Land 2, we got Nabbit challenges similar to NSMBU, there are special hidden levels based on Mario 2, keeping that completely different art style separate from the main adventure, which is genius. The story has you helping out Wanda from the hit game that nobody played, Mario and Wario, and the story later on even introduces the Doki Doki Panic characters once you get to the desert world, which is surreal but also perfect. Which, if you didn't know, Doki Doki Panic was Mario 2 in Japan. You know about this. There's a hidden minus world, which is not only an obvious reference, but even when you complete it, the world loops back in on itself and you are stuck in purgatory until you find the exit and back out, which is both extremely clever and also the catalyst for an anxiety attack, because I completed it and I was like, oh cool, I'm done, and then I couldn't back out, and you can't go back to the main game until you find the exit. That was, I was freaking out for a second, but I found it, and just, oh dude, I love this game. God, and then you unlock Wario, and he also plays completely differently, coming in with new power-ups, many of which are from Wario Land, and there is so much more to this game, but I do not want to spoil it, because there is a surprise around every single corner. Now, it's not perfect. I think the difficulty is the major issue here. This game is a lot harder than a typical Mario game, which is fine on paper, but the checkpoints are really few and far between, which does lead to regular frustrations, because you gotta replay a lot of level if you screw up, especially when you have things like the Piranha Plant behavior just being completely wrong. My years of muscle memory with 2D Mario have tuned me in to approach pipes potentially hiding plants a specific way, but that timing has been completely thrown out the window. The timing has changed in such a way that I was getting hit by them all of the time. They are so much harder to predict. There is a difficulty toggle at the very beginning of the game, but I think there should be an additional level of tweaking there, man. I need more checkpoints or something, because there was a lot of time I was replaying levels. Didn't like that. But really, that's the only complaint I have, so All-Star Attack is far and away my favorite Mario fan game ever. And it also helps that it's incredibly long, because oh my god, 7 hours in is when I got to finishing up World 3. 7 hours! This game is no joke. Dude, isn't it just crazy that when you really think about it, in Japan, Doki Doki Panic. So that's one main event out of the way. I just had to be a bit self-indulgent for a little bit and rave about a game that I love. This fan game is definitely my favorite of all the ones I've played thus far. And what's really awesome is with modern technology, I can take this fan game, as well as many of the other ones in this video, on the go and play them whenever I want. Oh my god, it's like a real video game. But now it's time for the real main event. When I set off to make this video, I had one very simple question that I wanted to answer. What is the very first Super Mario fan game? Well, my first solution was to simply go to the fan game section of MFGG and sort by oldest, which led me to Yoshi Gone MFGG, uploaded in April of 2002. This is a part of history. I can't wait to check it out. Oh, Mario. You're right there, bud? Oh man, this is, oh, that's a lot of Goombas. Oh God, oh my God, what is that? Oh, I am stuck now. Oh, wait, no, there I go. Watch out, you crazy bastards. Dino Yoshi is, I can't go past the wall. Yep, yeah, I'm stuck. If I go back, nope, yep, I'm stuck. Okay. And you know, I thought that was it. You know, the first Mario fan game, not great, what a surprise. But, I was wrong. It turns out before MFGG was a thing, we had Bowser Technologies, the previous home for not only Mario fan games, but for other series as well, like Sonic and Mega Man. Real early internet stuff for sure. And it was there that I found Wario's Revenge. God, just look at him. And you see, MFGG has this listed as a 2003 release, but apparently, this goes all the way back to 1998. You could still buy brand new Super Nintendo games from your local Toys R Us and KB Toys. This game can legally drink and vote. And the best part of all of this, take a look at the title screen here. This game was brought to us by Bowser Technologies. Fantastic logo, by the way. That was created by the user Thunder Dragon. And the ironic part about all of this that we're about to go over is if you go back and boot up Psycho Waluigi, what's that? Bowser Technologies. So the people behind one of the greatest Mario fan games is also behind one of the first. Bro, you're a living legend. Can't wait, I can't wait. I am super hyped to play this now. Let's check it out. I mean, yeah, man, I guess it's exactly what I expected. A bunch of single screen stages, Yoshi's Island assets, because once again, that was the hot new game back then, and an absolutely cursed Wario sprite of his top half from Mario Kart 64, and a bottom half of whatever the creator felt like. Oh, Jesus Christ. God, this is beautiful all around. To be in the mind of a child in 1998 begging to play any more Mario games you possibly can on your computer, this is what we got? I'm not even being mean or sarcastic here, like that would have been awesome. I wish I was there for that. I didn't know this existed. I would have loved this. This game was soon followed up by Bowser Blast, another beautiful mess of assets that are just slapped together. And I love it so. But there's not a whole lot to say about this one. It is kind of more the same with a different aesthetic. But then we have Mario Quest, foregoing the side-scrolling style for more of a top-down one. And oh boy. Oh no. Sonic. Sega does what Nintendo don't, huh? Now look at you. There's a common trend around this trilogy of just shooting fireballs as much as possible, like you can just spam them like crazy. You know, I like that. I like that power-up a lot. God, stupid Wario stealing my car. We can't have that. I need my car to save the day from XOR, you idiot. All right, baby, here we go. Here comes the driving level. Ho-ho! All right, as entertaining as this is, I can't progress now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use a password to skip to the final boss. My morbid curiosity is striking hard. Oh, do not skip the cutscenes. Do not skip the cutscenes. Oh dear God, do not skip the cutscenes. What is happening? Oh my God. Wait, now I'm in space? Supersonic? How am I breathing in space? Why do I have giant electrical balls now? Ah! I did it. And now Sonic is dead. Never to be seen again. Good. Oh man, at the end of the day, Super Mario,